So good morning first. So before I tell you that you can run Python in browser, tell me how many of you think that Python only possible in your local machine or the server? Tell me, just raise up your hand. Okay, I think most of the people think that Python is only possible on the server, not able to in your browser. Yes, I think once I discovered, because I have a story to tell. I'm talking about to my clients about some financial data, about how he is in stocks, in the financial, and also commodities. These are the financial data of the clients. We don't want to disclose to any third parties, just like Google, Amazon, or others. But we need to have a really clean data before we use AI. I think everyone uses AI now, right? But I need to clean the data so that AI will use less tokens. Tokens means money. So I'm figuring whether I can use Python or other language to make it to be more clean. So I was a full stack developer in web development. So I think many of you know that if you are using Node.js or JavaScript to clean your data, it is really messy and really time consuming. But with Python, we have pandas, numpy, and matplotlib, and lots of things. So I will not just talk, but I will demo as well for today. So let's go on. Okay, so that's what the first line, and then second line is about today's slides and demos. So you can scan this QR code in case you want to have some interactives or things on that. Yeah, the slide is in here, so I'll give 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And this is usually I use the today's days as the website. So if you remember today's, you can use it. And then I'm Calpa. Thank you. Okay, Calpa here. Yeah. So Python, I don't think I need to repeat what is Python, right? Okay. So before that, the browser's first class language is JavaScript. People are using JavaScript instead of other language because we want a first class language, not others. But now there is a game changer called the WebAssembly. With WebAssembly, all the Python, all the other language may be able to translate to the native code in the WebAssembly and in a very fast conversion way. And then we can run the programs using numpy, pandas, matplotlib as usual. So, as I told you, here is the main killer, pandas, numpy for the data scientists, and I think it has the most challenging, most interesting places. It has a seamless integration by direction from JavaScript and Python. Because we use the Python to have the clean data, Excel, and also other things. But with JavaScript, we can have the integrations. So it's come to the Pyodide. Yeah, no more backend. It's just on your browser in your mobile phone. Okay, so 3 things. One is no backend, or on your mobile phone, or even offline. Another thing is AI enabled, because when we have the edge model, we can run it on the really small computer, just like mobile phone, and privacy first. Yeah, always privacy. Yeah. So here is a really small QR code. If I don't know whether you can scan it, maybe yes. So this is the QR code for my tools that you are able to run on your mobile phone. It's a Python interpreter using Pyodide. I think it depends on Wi-Fi, but anyway, let me talk about it. So for the left thing, actually, I made it a few months before. So it's just like REPL, you input on the left and then you get the right. And this interpreter is really I think it's the basic thing of the REPL, active, or other things. Let's do the first demo. Yeah. So for the first demo, you can see I'm calling the Pyodide DOM interaction. So here is the some buttons, and for it, I can just press the one button, and then you can see there is a click me. So for JavaScript, we know that you can have a alert. That's PyCon HT225. Yes. Okay, so continue. Yes. Okay, 5 demos. The first demo, and also another demo, the numpy. We know that we can use numpy to do some matrix manipulation, arrange and reshape. So that's another demo here.
First, we import the NumPy as the NumPy is really familiar with all the people, but it's in the browser. So when I click run, you will get the result. So actually what happened is when I go to the dev console here, inspect it as dev console. Maybe I will refresh, just let the network here, refresh. Okay, so I talked about WebAssembly, right? So this is the WebAssembly thing. Yeah, so first of all, we will have a Pyodide WebAssembly, and another thing is the NumPy package. So when I have the running time, I will download the NumPy, and you can see it's on like this cache. So if you are in the offline environment, just like the Wi-Fi is really poor, you can download the packages such as NumPy, SumPy, or other things in your mobile phone, and then just click run and run it. Okay. So another example, yeah, not here. Okay. Just like not like NumPy, but also is solving the quadratic equation. I think everyone in the secondary school we know quadratic equation how to solve it, right? Just like really simple. We have SymPy. You can just input all the symbols and then it will find the result of it. So in SymPy, okay, we solve the quadratic equation. It's the quadratic equation here, and then we want to solve it. Okay, so you see that it will take some time to run. Yes, it's a -1. So it's a SymPy, and we can see, yeah, SymPy. Yeah, SymPy here. WebAssembly, and then it's on this cache. No need to download again because I downloaded it 1 hour before. Yeah. Okay. So another demo. I think not just NumPy or pandas, but in our daily data visualization, we do matplotlib, use just like sine curve or some cosine curve is basic. For my daily usage, I talk with the clients to have some forecast in just if they are going to have some future planning or something like that, we can forecast using matplotlib really easily. So here is the demo. Yeah, for the demo you can also run on the website. It's already in there. Okay, so this is the matplotlib side. Okay, so this is really long. So actually I generated by the AI. Okay. Just press 1, and then you can see the sine curve is now generated on the browser. But what if I told you, Pyodide is not just like this. We can run a really complicated demo. I think the most complicated demo I can show you is using Monte Carlo estimation to show the how to estimate the pi. Yeah. So this is the really complicated example, or in AI generated code, file coding. Okay, so also press the 1. Okay, so what does it mean? We use a lot of pawns to estimate the value of pi. So if you have more pawns, you'll get more accuracy of pi. We know pi value is 3 point something, but if we have only 1,000 pawns, just like this, okay, you can see it's estimated the pi as 3.11. But if we have more pawns, just like more and more, and then you will get a really accurate value. So I mean that when we are talking about estimation, we use more pawns. So I want to test whether the WebAssembly or my browser will crash. So I try more pawns, 10 times, 100 times, more and more. And you can see that with more pawns, your browser is still here, or is using WebAssembly and Python. So 10 times more, I think. Oh, boom. Is it still right? Okay. Maybe it's crashed. No, it's still here. So maybe I just change the number to 2, just to indicate whether it works or not. Yeah, the pawns are really huge, large. Maybe just a little bit seconds. Okay. Yeah. So you can see that if this is not working, your browser is still working. So it's about WebAssembly. Usually we run the JavaScript in the main thread, but if with Pyodide main that thing, if your code just crash or something goes wrong, okay, maybe many pawns. Okay, so your browser will be still safe because it's not in the same thread. But if you are coding in JavaScript, I will definitely see if this is too many points, and then the JavaScript will crash your own website. So it's about another technology. So I think that Pyodide is having the thing to let us, if you know familiar with NumPy pandas and something like Matplotlib, you can definitely use this kind of code. In here, I also make a gist. So if you are interested about the long code without reading in the interpreter, you can use my you see my gist. It's also generated by AI anyway. So yeah, you can see here are some DOM manipulation. We have some models. We have some tests for the CSS, and then it is pretty. I mean, it's pretty. So. So you can make some styles using just like the similar language to JavaScript or CSS, but in Python. Yeah. So this is a demo, and then yeah, actually I wrote some articles about how to estimate the pi value in here. So but it is in Chinese, so you need to translate if you don't know. Anyway, yeah. So it's not about that, but. Actually, I found this technology on March, so it's half a year before. So I think for me, when I have some such kind of code, yeah, we can just copy and paste to my interpreter. But before that, my students figure out that okay, Calpa you teach us about Python or other language in maybe or even difficult in Solidity. Okay, we need to set up the collab. We make lots of environment. But how about you as a teacher to have your custom environment? So that's why I have my interpreter in here. So it's free, and the only computation is in your browser. I don't know what you are going to make. So I make some lots of examples that you can one click on it. And then if you're familiar with the matrix, you can do some RREF as well. Yeah, RREF, really awesome. With Python, we just get the answer. Yeah. And also, I found that in Pyodide, there are 256 supported package. So in the last sharing in Costco, I think some people asked me about whether I can request the resources outside. So as long as there is no CRS, you can use the request package. There is a request package, and you can also use registers, other things, or you can just build Photoshop to decode the HTML. So I think most of the use case you figure out really scripting language or thing, you can use Pyodide and in your client browser to make it. So you don't need to worry about, okay, I have some demos, I want to test it or something. I need to set up my MacBook or in the server. You can just use your mobile phone. Yeah, one interesting example is in Costco, I met the Python Taiwan, I think so, yeah. They have a quiz about how to have some interesting calculation in the Python. But I actually don't know the answer. So I use my tools to find the answer. Yeah, because they have a quiz, and then they have, let's say I have some souvenirs. So I use my tools. Another good thing is if you are familiar with the AI, usually they have Python runtime. But the Python runtime, you change one line of code, it costs you either the token or the times to use the AI. So if you just want to change the sine curve to cosine curve, you use another token, or you use just I want to change the color a little bit thing. You need to ask the AI to do so, but it's not really perfect. So from this kind of tools, you can just copy and paste and then change it yourself. Yeah. So let's continue about it. Yeah. That's the demo time. So I think for the main difference between Pyodide and also Google Colab is that Google Colab, you have the fully managed environment from Google. it's also have a real and really like what you're doing on your terminal, but the data is in Google. So I don't want my data to be in Google for some analytics. So I use Pyodide just to be safety, to just do it offline first, and usually find that the Wi-Fi is not that good. So I use Pyodide, otherwise I need to bring out my MacBook. So for Google Colab, I think that the JS integration is not that good actually. I want to have some some charts, and then I will really find that the fonts are not there. I need to figure out a lot. But if I am a full stack developer, I can set up my project and then run the Pyodide myself. Yeah. For Pyodide, I think it's really useful for education, for demo, letting the newcomers to just copy and paste and then run the code. And for Google Colab, I think it's much for longer computation, training, and analysis. If you want a really complicated thing, you can use Colab, but I just want 5 seconds to introduce what is Python. Python is really simple, right? And then I just want to open your browser, a mobile phone, scan QR code, and click the button and enjoy. Yeah. So actually, I'll just make a summary of what the Pyodide can do. Lots of things. AI generated plotly also. Plotly is really good. And also, yeah, DuckDB. I think I have not tried all the things, but actually you can try more using that and figure out yourself. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, some AI generated thing repeated. And yes, I also try another thing based on WebAssembly. There is Jupyter Lite, but browser-based Jupyter, but based on Pyodide. And also there is PyScript and also Pyodide U. Yeah, I think Pyodide U is quite interesting. Yeah, yeah, Pyodide U. Yeah, because it's from Stanford and then Pyodide University. Yeah, Stanford. Yeah, I just found from the paper. Yeah, Pyodide. Yes. Okay. Okay. It seems that it's not showing like that. So ask me before afterwards. So some of my contact information if you need. So any questions?